All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Brandon Coin YouTube channel. Somebody was asking me about my old build, and I was like, man, I got these old videos from like, a couple years ago now. Well, almost over a year ago. Anyway, this was my first mining detached garage build, so I figured I would string them together, and that way, if you miss some videos, you can kind of see it from start to finish. So enjoy it, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna let it roll now. Ah. All right, so before this video gets started, I figured I would preface it by what I plan on doing and how I'm going to go about doing it. So I want a detached garage or shop space for putting cars in and working on them because I have a car YouTube channel and I enjoy messing with cars. But in the back of it, I also want to move my office, like this office right here, right now, because this is going to become the nursery for the baby. So it is crunch time. We're going to have a baby popping out in like 4 months. So I need to get this garage up and built ASAP. Like I'm really hoping for a month or less. Probably gonna take a little bit more than that. Also, I want to build a server hallway where, just wall off like the back section. So that way I can, put some racks in there and put my mining rigs in there and then like direct airflow and basically recirculate outside air. So now that you guys are caught up to speed, I'm going to show you everything. It's going to be in multiple parts, kind of like each step that we take. So the first step was me looking up my local county zoning ordinance and rules and what I need to put an external permanent structure on my land. I'm not in an HOA, so I don't have to get any kind of HOA approval. But there's two big things for my local area. I have to get a certificate of zoning compliance form, which I'll show you what that takes, and a home building or a residential home construction permit for basically building anything on a residential site over a 10 by 10. If it's a 10 by 10 or under, you actually don't even need a permit to put it in unless you're doing electrical, but then you need an electrical permit. We'll get into that later. So the first thing is that zoning permit because we are definitely being over it. It's going to be over a 10 by 10. And the main reason they want that is so they're want to find the location and approve the location so it's not on top of a septic field or too close to property lines. So the website that I used was mapdevelopers.com/area finder. So you can put your address in here. Once you find your address, you can actually like let's zoom in right here. This isn't where I live. This is just an example. I'm not going to show where I live on here just for security reasons, obviously. But for example, say this is your house. I don't think these are actually houses. Okay, right here. Here's a good example. See, it shows the property lines right here. Say this is your house. You can do draw a new area, and I want to place my garage like right here. So you can actually, measure out how long they're going to be. Boom. It'll tell you the feet and everything involved with them. You can actually shrink them down, make them bigger, make them smaller. The way I was able to measure out spots is you can draw a new area and draw one from here to there so you can measure off the sides, that kind of thing. And then you can figure out where you want it in relation to your property lines. So I took this software and then let me switch over here to my other screen. But I took this software, I drew where my shop was going to be in relation to my house. Where are we at? Bear with me real quick. I had my street name on there. I just had to block that out real quick. Okay. And now, boom, there we go. So I just took a screenshot and I drug it into Microsoft Paint. Yes, Microsoft Paint. So here is the street right here. Here's the easement, which is basically not owned by me, but the first 10 feet or whatever is owned by the city for my area, just how it is. My house is right here. My septic field is behind my house. I went ahead and marked that out. And then my new garage is going to be 55 feet off the septic field. It's got 30 feet on this side, 35 feet on that side, and then 35 feet off the back property line. These bold lines are the property lines. So I printed this out and I brought in my county's zoning compliance form, certificate of compliance form. I filled it out. Basically it asked me, name, address, what kind of building I'm going to be putting in, how big is it, and then it said to attach a layout plan, not the plans for the construction, but the actual layout for where it's going to be located, or location plans. I'm horrible at explaining myself. So I attached this. I was super, super nervous they were going to look at this and just be like, but actually they looked at it and they're like, oh, that's awesome. Thank you for, getting out some like digital plans, blah, blah, blah. Apparently I live in a small town in the middle of nowhere, and people like will write them down on like pencil and paper and bring those kind of plans in, and they're just like, it's not really to scale. So mine's not 100% to scale, but it's fairly close by using that website. And then I just cleaned it up a little bit. Once I printed it out, it looks pretty decent. So as of right now, I am going, they pre-approved me, so now I have to meet with the zoning inspector, which he has to come out and see my pins in the ground, or I stake out the four corners, and then he'll approve that. Once that's approved with this pre-approval, then we'll roll on to doing the actual home building residential permit or construction permit. So I'm going to roll the footage now of me outside of my house, showing you where it's going to be, that kind of thing. But I felt like I really needed to clear all that up and explain it right here in the beginning of the video. I don't think I'm going to be handling the rest of those like that. I'll try to be real clear and concise about what we're doing as we're actually doing it. So yeah, hang along for the ride. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? This is the Brandon Coyne YouTube channel, and today is part one, or the start of building my outdoor, or my detached garage. This will be going behind my house. I do have access to drive up the side of my house. I put me in like a little road. I'll probably gravel that in later on. I do have my mini excavator here because we were tearing out some little small trees, just burning them right here. I have some more trees to take out. Flipping the camera around though, you can see this is where I propose to put my garage. The first thing that I had to do was go to the environmental health department, because they have to make sure that I'm set back far enough off of the property lines on the sides, because I have a neighbor over there, set back far enough off the property line off the back, and then set back far enough off of my septic field. My septic field's inside of my fence in my backyard. My grass is really tall and I need to mow it. But from the road, I would access my garage and shop. I'd come up my driveway, come over the side, come down through here. This whole area is going to be cleared and smoothed out. I'm going to take down probably that big tree, and then the garage would sit right here. It's going to be a 24-foot wide, 30-foot deep building. It's not going to be a 2-story, it's just going to be a 1-story. And I plan on probably building like a server hallway in the back of it, and we could do some ducting and that kind of thing, and then use the front of it for my car channel, where I can actually work on cars and that sort of thing. Maybe put me a little office or desk over in the other side. So yeah, there's not basically a lot that's going to be able to happen until the paperwork gets sorted. So yeah, like I was saying, the first form is a compliance, a certificate of compliance with the environmental health department. Once I get that and they see that I'm not building too close to the property lines or on top of my septic field, because I guess that's a common problem. People will build on top of a septic field and then it basically ruins a septic field. Once they give me that stamp, which they said they would call me back, it's only $60 to get that certificate of compliance, and then it's good for 180 days. Then I can go and get my building permit. And apparently my building permit, I have to have the name of the builder that's going to be putting up the building, a set of plans for the actual building, and then I just apply for it. Like, put on my name, and I think it's $50. Yeah, I think that's all it was. Anyway, I'll keep you guys updated as the whole process goes. Show you the construction of it, show you what I'm going to be adding to it. I do plan on getting a electrical permit along with the building permit. This is going to have its own electrical service ran to it. Sorry, I was getting a phone call. This is going to have its own electrical service ran to it, so I'd like to drop a full 200 amp panel back here. I want to run an air compressor and stuff for my shop tools, but then I want to dedicate minimum 100 amps at 240 would be nice, to expanding my mining operation in the back of this. Currently, right now in my house, I'm very, very limited. I have two 15 amp circuits that I'm able to use, but outside of that, the way they wired up my panel, unless I get another sub panel put in and extend it over, I just don't have any room to add to my panel. But I figured instead of adding and putting more thermal load on coming into summer inside of my house, I'll build me a garage, because I'm staying here for a little while, and enjoy being able to have me a little man cave, so to speak. And if I do it right, I should be able to exhaust the majority of the heat and still be able to use the garage for, you know, working on cars. So I'm super pumped. I plan on trying to do a majority of the work myself. I have a little mini excavator. I also have a skid steer, like a bobcat with tracks. So I'm gonna try to take down, there's only one tree I'm worried about, and it's that one right there, just because it is close enough that if it gets away from me, it can actually hit my fence. It won't hit any houses or anything like that. But I got a buddy of mine that does some tree climbing, and he may just be able to drop the tree for me. I don't think it'll actually need to be climbed, but yeah, so life is good. Looking forward to it. Dang, I need a haircut. Holy smokes. I need to put my hat back on. All right, so sitting on my back deck. Gosh, my grass is crazy right now. It's growing really tall. I need to mow that. Just don't look at my grass, all right, guys? Don't look at my grass. But my garage will be back there in the middle. Oh, it focused on my finger. So it'll be back behind my house about, I think I measured it off, and I think it was about 90 feet to the front of the garage. So in a perfect world, I'll be able to drive down the side of here with my trailer, turn around in front of the garage. I'll be able to back the trailer in like where the camper is, because those trees will be knocked out right there. Garage will be in the front, garage doors in the front, man door in the side. Be able to go in, go out. Life is gonna be good. Now, just some reference, I have never dealt with the paperwork side of things when building or in construction. I've been in construction for a while. I do erosion control as a trade, so I'm familiar with actually like hands-on. I have no problem doing that, even though I'm probably not going to be doing the concrete, and I'm definitely not going to be putting the building up. Yeah, I will be handling the trees and the dirt work, leveling out the spot for the concrete, rolling it in, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so I'm a little nervous about the whole inspection process and permitting, because essentially I'm not in HOA, so that's one less thing to deal with. Some people have to deal with living in an HOA, then they have to basically get approval from their neighborhood to allow them to put stuff on their property. But I still have to get approval from the county, and then have it inspected, and it's like a whole rigmarole. But anyway, hang out, stay along for the ride. I'm going to show you guys what the building should look like. I'm going to jump up on my computer, and yeah, so just bear with me. What's up, guys? Just giving you fair warning. This video is more about the paperwork side of things. I told you that I would take you along with every step of the way with my detached garage build that I'm going to be moving my mining rigs into. So unfortunately, this is a lot of the stuff you got to go through. But the next video is when we're actually starting to knock down trees and get started on construction. So stay tuned for those. Yeah, all right. Roll the video. All right, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Brandon Coyne YouTube channel, and this is this is part 3 of my detached garage build. So I'm building a 22-foot deep by 26-foot wide detached garage where I'm going to be placing my mining rigs into, also placing a little office and maybe a little work area so I can mess around with cars and stuff like that. The big thing I'm doing is I'm moving the heat of the mining rigs out of my house, so I'm not afraid to keep on expanding throughout the summertime, and I'm getting an extra power service drop, so I should have a fresh 100 to 200 amp service. I'm waiting on some clarification on that because due to the actual garage size, they said I might not be eligible for 200 amp, but then I was like, hey, what about if I want to run, you know, like air compressor, all this other stuff that is like high power draw, and they were like, okay, well then you should be able to get a 200 amp, and I'm like, okay, well, you know, they're trying to make a big deal out of nothing apparently, which is what it is. So in the first video and second video, I was talking about getting my certificate of compliance. They just called me back today. I got it, I passed. So the zoning guy basically went out there, looked at it, he was like, yeah, where you put your garage or where the stakes are, everything's good. Now you're good to go on and get your building permit or your construction permit. So this is the construction permit is what lets you actually start construction. If you start before, then you'll have a lot of problems if the town or city comes in and basically you're doing unpermitted work. Some areas don't mind it. I just didn't want to mess around and do anything that's not permitted, just due to me, you know, reselling the house in a year or two or a few years. So I'm going right now to go to the house. I called the company that is actually building the metal building. I went ahead and paid my deposit, and I got a set of engineered plans. So I'm going to take those engineered plans, print those out. I'm going to take the certificate of compliance approval that I got from the zoning department or environmental land and zoning department, print that out, and then I'm going to print out the construction permit form and fill that out. I'm going to take all that, and they told me to actually hand deliver it down to the permit office down in the town, and I should, you know, hear back something pretty soon. So as soon as I get my construction permit, I can actually start clearing the trees out and get it ready for the concrete slab. And then after the concrete slab's in, I call the building company, and they're going to come out and place the actual metal building. So just stick with me. I'm going to show you what some of those forms look like here in a second. But yeah, I'm just trying to keep you guys as updated as possible. So obviously, some areas don't have as many laws or regulations, and some areas do have more. So if you're wanting to do something like this at your location, just check with your local county or local, you know, city, state, country, depending on where you're at. Everything's different everywhere. Luckily, I don't have an HOA. That was one of the biggest things, because if you have an HOA, they make you jump through even more hoops. And I noticed one of the number one things I didn't want to do is I didn't want to do stick built construction. I wanted to do a metal frame, sheet metal building. They were cheaper, they normally are cheaper, but now with the price of lumber like skyrocketing, they are significantly cheaper. Pricing out stick built a stick built garage is like almost triple the cost of a sheet metal garage right now. So yeah, that saves quite a bit of money, and I want to make sure everything is permitted, because when I go to sell the house, I don't want any like unpermitted structures that gives me a hard time with a new buyer. So yeah. Oh, and also to clear some things up, in past videos within the last probably couple months, I've been talking about moving. I was planning on buying some land and actually building a whole new house, and then building like a big detached garage. That fell through. I'm not too proud to admit that I didn't close on the loan. Just gonna try to regroup, stay where I'm at, hunker down for another year, maybe 2, and then try again. And hopefully I can get the loan next time and actually, you know, make that step up. But in the meantime, I'm not gonna let it hold me back. We are still buying the house that we're in. My wife has a mortgage on it, She bought that house when, you know, a little bit after we first got together. I sold my house and we moved into this one so we could have more room. But yeah, just getting you all caught up to date. Everything's good. Because people are like, why are you building a garage behind a place you're renting? And I don't suggest that. We're not renting this, and I definitely wouldn't be putting a garage behind it if we were. So yeah. All right, let's go print out those forms. All right, guys, well, those are all of my papers. This is the building permit, the engineered plans, my certificate of compliance with the zoning department. Yeah, but it looks like actually a lot more than it is. Most of it is just like redundant extra paperwork behind the real paperwork. It's only, I think I filled out 2 forms inside of this whole packet. All right, so it was successful, but not at the same time. Let's see here. Everything was good on the plans, but I didn't bring enough copies. They need minimum 2 copies, but they prefer 3 copies of the actual plans. So I have to go all the way back home to print this out. Yeah. So on to the rat race. Yeah. All right. A lot more paperwork now. Attempt number 2 at getting a building permit. So wish me luck. All right. And now we wait. So the lady at the office said everything looked good, but she has to give it to her supervisor and they have to go over it and make sure nothing's wrong, I guess. I don't know. She said I should have a phone call within as early as later on today or as late as 5 to 7 business days. So I'm just gonna assume that they're gonna call me in like 5 to 7 business days, because I'd rather think on the worst case side of the situation than best. But I'm gonna be absolutely stoked if they call me sooner, because then I can get started on actually knocking down the trees and leveling out the spot where the concrete in the building is going. So yeah, not a very eventful video, sorry about that, guys, but I did tell you I would keep you updated on every step of the way. So this is the building permit side of things. Fun stuff. All right, I'll see you on the next one. Peace out. Okay, so I have encountered my first setback with trying to get a garage placed behind my house. If you haven't already watched the first video, I'll put that link down below in the description. Kind of explains where I'm at in the process. This is just a quick update video. I told everybody I would keep them updated with every little piece of what's going on here. So I originally, from my property line on the right side to the side of the garage, it was 35 feet. So we're good there. Left side to the garage, it was like 37, almost 40 feet. So we were good there, because you needed, for any structure over 600 square feet in my area, you needed 30 feet on both sides, and then you needed 35 feet in the back. And from the front to the septic, you needed 55 feet. Well, the issue is, apparently, my repair field for the septic is like right here. So that 55 feet needs to be from at least a minimum point from the repair field, not the actual septic field. They consider the repair part of the repair field the septic field too, which I don't think is correct, but it is, you know, neither here nor there. So he said if I shrink my building down under 600 square feet, so I originally wanted a 24 by 30, and now I'm going down to a 22 by 26 initial. And I'll elaborate on that in a second. He actually gave me, the inspector gave me the idea. He's a cool guy. If I go down to a 22 by 26, I only need 10-foot minimum setbacks off the sides and the back. My sides, I still have 30 feet. And then on the back, I actually only have about 15 feet from the back of the building, because everything's shifted back. The front points for the building were going to be up here. You can see it has shifted back almost 40 feet. It's like 38 roughly, give or take, feet. So it's going to be a smaller building initially, the actual pad is. But for me to get the extra storage, because I did want to be able to keep 1 or 2 cars in there. After the building gets all inspected and everything later on, I'm probably going to come off with a lean-to on the side and that side. So then I'll be able to store a car under that side and that side. And he said if I tie onto the building and do a lean-to and then actually wall the lean-to in and put a door on it, I will be 100% still in compliance, because the original permanent structure it has not changed. And then I'm probably not gonna pour concrete in the lean-to areas. And what I mean by a lean-to is, say if you have a building and then you just build a roof off the side and it's at an angle so the water just sheds off, it's kind of it leans to the side of the building, and I'll just do gravel in those. So then I'll have storage for 2 cars, or I want to put my camper under one side, and then I still fall within the county rules. So yeah, now I'm just waiting for the inspector to come back out and check my new flag points for the garage. And yeah, that's where we're at right now, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so this is the front of my house, and some people are asking me, how am I going to be able to access my garage? I'm going to be adding a section of pipe here. I'm filling that in with dirt, and then I'm going to pour essentially a double driveway. And once we get up over there to the top, I'm probably going to do gravel off the side and to the back. But right now, just driving up through here, this is how I actually access the garage. The concrete is going to be all the way over a whole nother lane. I'm going to actually resod this, because I had my camper parked there at one time. It killed the grass. I want to resod that, but then from like right here over at an angle, I want to do maybe some timbers or some boards, fill this with gravel all the way to the back. I'm moving this car to the back. I'm gonna take down this little canopy that was like a temporary thing, and I want to sod that area. I don't want any parked cars or storage or anything right there. And then this is just going to be graveled all the way to the back. There's my car, and the shop or the garage will actually sit back there in the woods, just for a frame of reference, because some people are having a hard idea understanding how I was actually going to get back there. Some people are like, what are you going to fly a helicopter into your garage? And I'm like, no, I have access. That's not the issue here. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, got the old I think I'm gonna go get a haircut. Look at this, guys, look at that. So if you have built your own garage and dealt with the permitting side of things, or your own detached building, please comment down below. Let me know what kind of hoops they've made you jump through, because I feel like they're making me jump through a bunch of them. Whew. Whew. All right, man, I need a haircut. Whew. All right, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Later, peace. Whew. All right, so I am down, going back into the municipal building or town hall or whatever you want to call this place, and I'm going to pick up my approved construction permit so we can start breaking ground. We can start knocking trees over and getting ready to build this building. So yeah, let's get to it. All right, so I got the paperwork. That pink one is my residential building permit. So I need to get me a permit box, apparently, which I expected that, and set it up at the front of the construction site, which is my house. And they said after I get it done being clear off the site and get it prepped and ready for concrete, I have to call in and have an inspector come out and inspect the site before we pour concrete. After we pour concrete, then they come out and inspect the concrete. Then they can put the building up, and then they come out and inspect the building. So I'm not done with the old city hall yet, or inspection office, whatever you want to call them. But yeah, just this inspection permit, or this building permit, cost me $124.40. So just keeping tabs on everything. So far, my zoning permit or zoning compliance form, whatever that thing was, that cost me $60. So I'm currently now $184 into paperwork. I feel like this is only the beginning. All right, guys, so I am out here behind the house. Brought my little mini excavator up here. We're gonna start knocking down all these little trees. We got Logan on point. What's up, Logan?
What's up, guys?
Yeah. I think I had showed you guys before, but see where the 4 pink flags are? This is the front right corner the back right corner, and then the front left, and where's the back left? Back left right there. So we're going to clear out this whole entire area right here, and then we're going to go maybe like a car width over there, a car width over there, and then a car width in the back, just to give us some extra room around it. I'm not going to be dropping that big tree. I got a guy coming to look at it and see about dropping that one, and then also have a really big one right here. Yeah, that's pretty much where we're at right now. Oh, by the way, Best Buy drop is happening right now, Logan.
Oh, it's gone, bro. It's gone.
It happened for like 30 seconds and
sold out in 40
please wait in your cart while these are sold out.
Literally gone.
All right, guys. Oh, I'm gonna set up a time lapse. Yeah, let me go get my tripod. Alright, so current situation, we are burning the brush. Logan has cleared out a majority of the area. There's still a couple of the big trees. But it's starting to rain. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but yeah, that's not good if the rain sets in. Here is where the garage is going. We're gonna have to scrape all this topsoil off here later on, but still gonna go around this a little bit and clean up the sides. And then tomorrow or Monday, depending on how much rain we get, I'm gonna bring my Bobcat home and scrape off all this topsoil, and then we'll build it back up with some good, you know, clay or something that'll pack in. If we need to, might bring some crush and run. How's it going, Logan?
Not too bad. Everything's coming out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the concrete guys came today and they have formed it up, and they actually did me a favor. I was talking to them and they were like, well, we'll dig the front side of your garage a little bit deeper, so that way when you have cars come in and come out, it's a little bit thicker on this one section, you know, kind of almost like having an additional footing right there. So that's about 6 inches deep, and then the rest of this pad's going to be 4 inches. All right, guys, as you can see behind me, we have concrete. Yeah, here, let me flip it around. There we go. Okay, so the concrete went in this morning. I tried to get a time lapse. I don't know if that's gonna work or not. I guess you guys already saw that. If it did work, awesome. If it didn't, oh well, welcome. But they got the concrete down, good solid pad. They told me, they asked me if I wanted it to be one uniform pad all the way across, or if they wanted to strike it and put some joints in it. And I asked about the advantages or disadvantages. They said obviously, you know, if you don't have any joints in it, it's one solid one, and for like rolling around and stuff, it's really nice. But if you have any kind of cracks or any settling, they were like, at least it'll crack in the joints, and then you won't have like the crazy hairline crack running across a pad. And I'm like, okay, yeah. And they were like, basically it just relieves stress on each pad. So at first they were like, yeah, let's do, you know, like joint, and I'm like, nah, you know, what about just one and one? So yeah, I am definitely happy with how this turned out. And yeah, they got it really smooth, actually. He was saying if he needs to, he can come back out and re-green it up and smooth it down again, but I don't think that's even going to be necessary, honestly. Let's see. I mean, it's already hard. Man, I'm just so ready. So I already contacted the building company that's doing like the metal building. And by the way, it is all metal construction. People were asking me, oh my God, are you paying for all this expensive lumber? Absolutely not. It was significantly cheaper for me to go with a metal building, metal roof, metal sides, metal everything. I am getting the coating. It's I don't know, something 40-year coating on top of, because normally you can just get it painted, and they said that's good for like 10 years. But then I paid like an extra $700 for some coating. Who knows, it might be a scam. If it makes it last longer, that's great. I don't know, but I don't know, I'm just excited, I'm pumped. So yeah, I guess that's the update as of right now. We out here, we got concrete, boys. Yeah. So man, I'm just we about to have a party on the concrete. Like, no building, just be like, hey, meet me at the pad, bro. Meet me at the pad. You know what it is. All right, well, so now that I can have a little bit more visual representation here, the walk-in door where my office is gonna be, because people keep asking me how am I gonna set this up. So the walk-in door is gonna be right in here. At least I want it to be right in here. So you're gonna walk in here, and then there's gonna be an 8x8 room right here. It's gonna be a desk, a chair, and maybe a mini fridge. That's where my streaming, recording setup is all moving to, right there. And then potentially just outside of there, there's gonna be another door that's gonna go into the garage, and all the rest of it's gonna stay garage. And I don't know if I'm gonna do a small server closet over in this area or in this area, okay? And that's where I'm gonna put some shelving, put all my mining rigs in there, and then have openings in the side of the wall or in the side of the building. So I'll be intaking cool air in the bottom and exhausting hot air out of the top, and it's going to be sealed in that server closet. So that'll be framed in and just pumping air essentially. So, and then in the wintertime, I could always, you know, reroute it so it's dumping heat into the actual garage, but we will not need that in the summertime. Then people were like, well, if you're putting an office over here, that means you can't put a car on this side. Well, that's no problem, because over here I want to put a workbench and some toolboxes and stuff. I still will have a garage door on this side so I can open it up and get some more airflow, or get, you know, more sunlight in. So there'll be a garage door here and then a garage door there, and I can pull a car in over there and work on them over there. So yeah, that is an update on what we have going on. So hopefully we're making some moves here soon. Now the next thing is I need to call the electric company and see what they need from me. Well, I already called my electrician. I need to call the actual power company, not the electrician. They have to run the new main feed line. Since I'm not tapping into my existing meter, it has to be run by, I have Duke Power, so they have to come out, run a new line, but they have to do a site survey first, and yeah, I don't know. I need to call them now. I'm gonna call them now. All right, so thanks for watching, guys. Sorry there's not anything more interesting, but I will keep you updated as we are going along. Oh, people did ask me if I had to have an inspection on the actual concrete. They look at the concrete when the building's done. They were just more concerned about what I was putting the concrete on top of. So the actual ground or the dirt pad that I created had to be inspected. The concrete did not. Later, guys. All right, there she is, ladies and gentlemen. The building, at least the initial structure, is done. So let me take you inside. I do have a time lapse that's going to play after this. If you guys like watching those kind of things, it's always cool. I think it's always cool. Hopefully all the clips ended up working out well. I'm not sure yet, but I took a lot of footage. So let's open her up. There she is. It has no lights and no electrical yet. Ooh, super echoey in there. I just talked to the electric company. Their engineer is coming out, and they said they're about a week to 2 weeks out on digging the underground. So I got to call an electrician and get a meter box. Get a meter base set on the side of the building. Then they'll hook a meter up to it, and then I can actually have the electrician run my electrical inside. So I have talked to a couple people, and they recommend a couple 30 amp 240 lines or plugs on the inside, and then obviously some 20 amp 110 plugs in there for, you know, more traditional stuff. But yeah, I feel like it's been a long time coming on trying to get this building up. So just stick with us. The build series is really only just beginning, but yeah, I'm pumped. I really am. So enjoy this time lapse, and if you are just now watching this and you want to watch all the process from start to finish, these are all in a playlist, and I'll make sure to put the playlist down below in the description. Thanks for watching, guys. Later. All right, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? So today we are doing the floors on the garage. So what that entails is right now it's just raw concrete, and I want to, I believe, seal it or epoxy it. I don't know. I'm a complete noob to this. I'm gonna run up to Home Depot. Apparently Rust-Oleum sells like some garage floor epoxy sealing kits. I'm gonna see what I need, grab it, and I just got back from vacation, so get ready for like content overload. I feel like I haven't done a video in like ages. It's been like 3 or 4 days, 3 days, 4 nights, something like that, but it feels like a long time. So I'm gonna go get that stuff. Let's go to Home Depot. Let's go. Bam. All right, so the high gloss mocha is $228 for 450 to 500 square feet, which is, my garage is a little over 500 square feet. That'd probably be close. But then the regular mocha is discounted from $214 down to $54, but this is the last box. Do I get it? While I was gone, it rained like crazy, and look, it already kicked up all this mud and stuff. I still need to regrade, pull some of this concrete back, and then I'm gonna put gravel all here. But wow, it must have been raining like crazy. Wonder if any moisture, any rain got into the actual garage. Let me open this up real quick. Don't think so. I guess it's kind of hard to tell though, because everything's dry now. I don't know. Let's get it open though. All right, so I got the first pad done. I am sweating my absolute like sack off right now. It is very, very high humidity at the moment. Anyway, I'm turning the camera off of watching me because I am taking my shirt off, and I'm not trying to get a, you know, can't be showing all that goodness on YouTube. But anyway, that one's done, so I'm gonna get working on this pad now. And once these two are done, I have another pack of this to mix for the front two pads, but I think I will end up having enough. So it's kind of changing color right now. I don't know what the final color is going to be because it takes, I think it's like a full 24 hours to dry. But yeah, I'll be back in a minute. All right, guys, so I have done 1, 2, 3. Oh, sorry, why is it out of focus? Oh my, because my hand's there. 3 sections. It still has to dry. I did not have enough for this last section right here. That stuff is super sticky though. I got it on my hands at one point and had to stop and like clean it off because like you just can't like wipe that stuff off. But let me get out of this echo chamber real quick. So I have to let that dry. It says 24 hours and then it'll cure and then you can actually start putting stuff on it. I'm probably not going to drive on it right this second. And I probably did it a touch too thick, but some people were complaining in the reviews that if you spread it out too thin, then it would peel up easier over time. So at least tomorrow I can start bringing stuff in and setting stuff up, maybe over on this pad or over in the corner. I have not figured out what I want to do for my desk situation. I may not be walling in an office any longer. I got an idea, and a friend of mine was like, why don't you just put like a maybe like a 24,000 BTU mini split in here, insulate your entire thing, and then just AC your entire garage. Like, you're not going to leave the doors open all the time when it's like blazing hot out or like freezing cold, so the doors will be closed and you can just AC and heat it. And the only thing I'd need to have actually enclosed is my mining gear. So I build me like a mining closet, and then it'd be a lot more open in case I wanted to like pull something in here or pull something in there. It wouldn't limit me as much as walling that in. So I'm gonna do a little research tonight on the DIY like mini split setups. If you have any experience with that, please comment down below. Hopefully this epoxy stuff is decent. Some people say that it's like junk. I guess it's better than nothing at the moment, but I know I'll get people down in the comments, oh, you should have bought this, you should have bought that. It is what it is. It's already too late, and by the time you see this, it'll probably already be 100% finished. So I am pumped. Actually, I was talking to a guy through email, and he had like some kind of meter base that has like a readout on it and stuff. Pre-meter or post-meter, I don't know exactly how it works. So yeah, that I guess that's really the next big step. Is I have the electrician coming out to set my base. I guess it'll probably be, hold on, let's go around to the other side of the building. Sorry if I'm rambling. It's like what are these dang bugs doing? Got the cicadas out here. It's super hot, and I'm about beat from rolling that stuff out. So the meter is going to go on this side of the building because power is going to come straight down this line, and then there's a box down there, so it's going to get trenched all the way down through here underground to there. Meter is going to be on the wall, and then we'll run stuff from the inside right there. It's not super complicated, but I have to get the electrician out here to put the base up. The actual power company that's doing the digging and stuff, they're outsourcing that. They said that's about a week to a week and a half out. So, but I have to have that base before they run the line, because they said they will not run the line if the base is not there, because when they run the line underground, it has to actually go to something, and they have to put a meter in. So they did already set me up an account. I think I told you guys about that. I am getting a different power rate, so that's cool. I am going to call them back and make sure, or see if I am able to get a meter that will actually be grid tie friendly, and I might do some DIY solar stuff on this. So a lot of people were asking for that and asking about it, because I do get a lot of sun on this front edge, because the sun rises over here, comes up and over, and then sets over there. So I'd get, you know, at least like 60 to 75% of the sun every day on the front side of this, because you know, we get all the, I don't know, I'm not a solar guy. I don't know what I'm talking about, but it sounds good. You know, we're just out here having fun day by day. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Hopefully you enjoyed this and could laugh with me, and because I definitely laughed at myself a few times doing this. It's different, that's for sure. I'm not going to become a garage epoxy professional by any means, but yeah, just another one. And by the way, if you have not seen the build series on this garage, I'll put the playlist for this down below in the description, and I show everything, and I'm going to be showing everything from getting the permits, what's involved, zoning, doing the concrete, doing the clearing, the prep, everything. So if you like that kind of stuff, check that series out. I know it's not exactly mining, but we're going to end up mining in here eventually, so it'll all be well worth it. Thanks for watching, guys. And Jelly Gang out there, y'all just keep on, what is it? Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, jellyfish, he. I think that's what it was. Anyway, later, guys. All right, guys, so hopefully you enjoyed the build. You can go back and look at some of my old videos. Like I did different stuff actually on like the setup inside, but that was pretty much start to finish on getting the building up and going. So it is possible. It definitely takes quite a bit of time. Back then, it didn't take as much money. Now it takes quite a bit more money. So, yeah, let me know if y'all have anything like that down below. I know my brother did like a shed, and that was pretty cool because he can just kind of like winch it up onto a rollback if he wants to move it. Not like concreted to the ground. But yeah, anyway, y'all have a good night. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.